Hello there. I'm Sarhi, and today I'd like to show you a couple of overview videos that would pretty much depict how the new escalation procedures would go through different teams, from customer to support team, from support team to our team, from our team to product team, and finally to engineering. We will take a look at one example in this video, but there will be more videos showing other examples. For this particular example, we'll be looking at a customer issue that would result in a custom build. So a customer walks in, creates an IT help issue. They say, it exploded. We tried to use it, but it exploded. All right. So they raised an issue, and then support engineer would see that issue immediately in their support queue. So they would pick it up and would actually ask the customer about some things. So they would ask, did the product start up? And the customer would see the question. Yes, so they would answer something in terms of, yes, we did start it up and explosion followed suit. All right. So the support engineer at a certain point in time, after let's say 50 comments, understands that more technical review of this one is necessary. So they escalate it over. What is necessary further on is to clarify some symptoms for what was happening here. So they would say explosions on first use. All right. They would also need to clarify what was happening in discussion. So the customer started the product and it exploded immediately. All right. So with this, as soon as the support engineer posts this, what will happen is that a new issue will be raised automatically. This issue would be available on the board of the other team, the R team. And then the R team is supposed to triage it. So the R team would go through the process, would start with assigning it and saying, okay, when by when should they give some sort of update. They would look through it. They would see, okay, that's looking pretty important. They would hire the priority. They might ask additional questions. So if they post a comment, they could say, so the installation, well, let's say they could actually go and say awaiting action, and would ask they could either ask the support engineer, the our team member, or they could ask directly the customer. So if they wanted to ask the support engineer, they can restrict their comment and say, oh, please ask the customer if it made any weird noises. Awaiting action. So what will happen then is that the support engineer will get their issue back to their queue, waiting for actually should be support, and they would get an internal comment suggesting, yes, please ask the customer if it made any weird noises. So the support engineer would ask, hello, please clarify, la 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 la, and would go back to the escalation. So could say, escalate this issue. It's waiting for support, and now we'll escalate again. Escalate. All right. So what will happen now is that our team member would see the comment. So yes, there were some things. So now based on this, they could our team member should normally decide if they need to make an immediate fix, or there's enough time to contact the product team. Normally they should try and contact the support or the product team as soon as they have some understanding of what's going on. So they do that, and once that they're ready with changes, they would go again, start doing some things. As soon as they make some changes to the issue, the customer would get updates suggesting that okay, please expect next. Well, the escalation is now in progress. Please expect next update by the end of this date. So then our team member can create a fix. We won't go into details of how the coding goes, but as soon as they're ready with the actual build, they may specify the build in these fields, and they should specify the build in these fields. And as soon as they do that, the support engineer again gets an update suggesting that there's a build that they can deploy to the customer. So the support engineer may again ask the customer, okay, if it's all right, if they deploy the custom build, when is the best time, and so on. As soon, so the build and the communication goes on here. If the support engineer needs to, they may again escalate the issue back to the R team if they get blocked. In the meantime, the R team member would still need to finalize this issue. So they created some custom build, so they need to integrate this custom build into the product. So in order to do that, they would need to get an approval from the product team. Remember I said they should contact the product team as soon as they understand the problem. Well, by the time that they need to integrate this into the product, the changes into the product, they must contact the product team. Here in this window, I am logged in as the product manager. And as a product manager, or well, member of a product team, I can see the following transition review. So upon a call with the R team member, so as you can see, there's no review transition for anyone else but the product manager. Okay, so upon the call with our team member, the product manager can suggest that it's approved and leave a comment saying, okay, the fix is understood. We'll integrate it as proposed. Other options could be the fix is understood, but before integration, it must be hidden behind a feature flag until certain other issue is implemented. This sort of deal. So the product team approves the issue, and now the who is it? Our lovely R team member can integrate this into the product. So for integrating this into the product, they can choose in which project to escalate this further, so that they could further choose the versioning and so on. Usually that would be Excite components, but just in case there's still a choice. And then they would do this. As soon as the R team member does this, the customer would get an update, of course, that this issue finally is progressed, the escalation is progressed to done, and furthermore, this issue is supposed to... My apologies, the recording was a little bit interrupted, as you might notice from the data and everything. But alright, so the issue was just moved to done by the integrate product transition, and what happens is that now the support issue, the ease issue, is linked with the product issue, and our team issue is supposed to be linked with the development issue. Moreover, the development issue that was just created is pushed to in review state, where it shows that the fix was added for the R team issue, from the R team issue for this image, and it moves the engineering issue into in review status, which then allows to further integrate this change. So thus, from here on, whenever this issue would change its status to, let's say, first gets, let's say it gets planned into a version, it would start synchronizing through, and again the customer would get an update suggesting that dev issue is planned to this version. And further on, if the issue gets planned, backlog, into a sprint that has a date, is this the one? Let's find it again. 155. 155. I'll find it. Maybe I need to refresh or something. Let's take a look. 155. I don't see it. Well, we can still plan it. So if it gets planned to the sprint, that has an end date, I guess it's because of the status of the issue. It's not active either. Alright. Anyhow, if it gets planned to a sprint, the customer would also get an update that it should be implemented by the end date of the sprint. Furthermore, whenever it transitions Of course, the statuses would be different, but here we are. Whenever it's changing its status, the customer would also get notified. So here we are. This is an overview of an issue that required some custom build. I hope you have questions, so please feel free to post them. Apart from this, I will be recording other overview issues, for example, how a customer request that needs no change is handled, how a customer request that only requires changes but it's not urgent enough for a custom build, or finally, which is actually the same kind of case, a workaround is provided to the customer. Alright, see you around.